Hi Zoha, thank you for the essays that you sent us. Now let's have a look at the first one about the enjoyable activities and creativity. It is often debated whether there are more benefits in participating in entertaining activities than purely studying tasks during childhood. I personally believe that engaging a child in activities such as sports games are far more beneficial than the latter. Okay, that's a nice introduction. You are presenting the discussion, the debate, but there's one little detail. The task says reading. You say here purely studying tasks, though what you say might include reading, but it might include something else as well. So, studying doesn't always imply reading. It can be like solving math problems. It's still studying. So the verb studying would imply a more general concept than simply the concept of reading. So if you could be a bit more specific in the introduction, that would be better for the presentation of the topic. Let's go on. Even though reading is a prime skill that should be learned, participating in sports, plural, helps a child to boost their confidence and acquire social skills. Great topic sentence. Yes, from the very first sentence, it is very clear what you intend to discuss in this paragraph. I really like your vocabulary. Reading is a prime skill. Yes, very nice. Okay. Don't forget, sports would be better to generalize. This is, you should put an is here. This is because sporty, not sporty, I would rather say sporting as ing. Activities prepare children for facing challenges and combating with them. Okay. I wouldn't say combating with the challenges. Perhaps you could use another verb which collocates better, perhaps, and tackle them better. Tackle would be a better verb here. These two vital experiences bring a sense of confidence by the end. By the end of what? Perhaps you could be more specific here. Besides this, only when youngsters attend such activities, what kind of activities? Sporting activities? Perhaps you could give examples, right? What kind of sports do you mean? Let's say, do you mean the long jump, boxing, figure skating, or any of those? Or bodybuilding? Which one? Only one and I can they develop. Okay, I can see you're trying to use the inversion. Okay, can they develop their social abilities such as teamwork, empathy, and the ability to share resources? Yes, very nice explanation. What kind of social abilities? So perhaps you could provide an equally good specification for the type of sporting activities. Therefore, the advantages of these activities are undeniable. True. I feel that we have too many activities in this paragraph. 1, 2, 3. There was another one. Was there? No, 1, 2, 3. Perhaps think of synonyms. Yes. Furthermore, there are the sort of enjoyable activities and activities again, such as computer games, also essential to improve are also essential to improve problem solving and creative skills that are vital and cannot be learned by simply reading or simply by reading. Players of such virtual games have to find the best solution to pass each step of a game. This everyday practice of solving what? Let's say complex tasks, even unreal problems, is a priceless skill that they can use in their future. You don't need the object pronoun, no, just that they can use. As an example, recent studies at Harvard University have been showing, I would say have shown, that would be a clearer result tense, that the performance of students who are used to play Sega in their childhood, who used to, not who are used to. You can use both. I mean, you can use either of them, but the meaning of the sentence will change. In their childhood is far better than their counterparts who did not have that habit. Great. I really like the detail for the counterparts. What didn't they do? They didn't play that. Thus, computer games are playing an increasingly important role in the development of a child's skills. I somehow don't really like this tense. I would say the computer games do play an increasingly important role in the development of a child's skills. If you mean the continuous, then perhaps you might reconsider using present continuous. Anyway, this is a great paragraph. I really like the freshness of some of your words. For example, as you said, prime skill or priceless skill here. You have what else? What else? Um, well, many other structures. So your writing is very clear. It's flowing. It's easy to understand you. Perhaps you might use some higher level words in places. For example, replace important by something more specific and more precise. Um, what else? What else? Again, vital is a good word. Like vital is a synonym of important. In conclusion, I firmly believe that the more our offspring be involved in exciting activities are involved, the more they are involved, the more fundamental skills they will acquire peripherally. Okay, this is a nice conclusion, but this is a very short conclusion. So perhaps you could summarize the main arguments in body paragraph 1 and in body paragraph 2. And by doing so, you will lead into your restatement of stance. I firmly believe and so on and so forth. So this is a very nice essay, but I do feel it is a bit short. Let me see. 265. No, it's not. No, that's great length, but perhaps you could restructure some of the sizes for the paragraphs so that we can have a slightly longer conclusion and introduction and a slightly, and I'm stressing slightly, shorter perhaps paragraph 2. Anyway, great clarity, great answer, good command of grammar and vocabulary, but make sure that you pay attention to the remarks that I made. Now let's have a look at the second essay. Some people think that schools have to be more entertaining and so on and so forth. Without any doubt, school plays an increasingly important role in a child's life, as they are there for at least 7 hours per day. I wouldn't say increasingly. I would say school plays a crucial role in a child's life, because increasingly refers to dynamics, to something happening more and more, while you describe a general fact, right? But it may truly be contended, oh, I love this structure, okay, very nice, that this institution only should serve the educational needs of the students. I personally believe that entertaining activities at school are as important as education for the following compelling reasons. Okay, very nice. Even though you don't mention the reasons, and I love the way you use the word compelling, awesome. This is the kind of complex, precise vocabulary that I want from you, that, well, we want from you. You transition perfectly into the enumeration, first of all, and then furthermore. Okay, perfect. Okay, nothing to say here. I love your vocabulary. I love your fluency and logic and flow. First of all, adding more exciting activities to traditional education, I would say methods, makes lessons easier to learn. I would say makes subjects easier to learn, or makes information, because a lesson is typically something that is a process, right? That's what we have in class. This happens because of the fact that the more enjoyable the task is, the more attention it draws and stops students from and prevents students from being bored. A bit of grammar, a bit of vocabulary here. Okay. I'm not sure why you use the subjunctive here, because you don't really need the subjunctive. You need the present. As an exemplification, a new survey at Harvard University showed that students performed better at schools where they had more entertaining facilities. What kind of entertaining facilities? Could you be more specific? Because your argument is good, but it needs to be supported by an example, and the example needs to be precise. Do you mean adding games to the mathematics class? Do you mean adding more experiments to the chemistry class? So what exactly? Do you mean learning independently in preschool. What exactly do you mean? So perhaps more entertaining facilities and activities should be exemplified more precisely. Thus, it's clear why you don't need the stat. Why only why only a focus why only focusing on the educational purpose of schools without making them a place to be enjoyable is not a sensible choice. I love the way you say this. It's not a sensible choice. Yes, that is great, simply great. Just add a bit more specification and detail here, and it's going to be perfect. Furthermore, there are some essential skills such as teamwork, empathy, and sharing resources with peers. Yes, you are taking the values from the skills from the previous essay, but that's fine. That are as important as literacy and numeracy. Great, perfect, complex words, literacy and numeracy. And we probably forgot to capitalize. That's okay, that's a typo. These fundamental skills can only be word order can only be acquired by participating in entertaining activities or such as doing sports or playing games. For instance, if students never participated in a football game as a part of the school curriculum, it would be unlikely for them to become a sympathetic team member in their future lives. I would suggest you change it like this. Therefore, the entertaining side of school roles should not be dismissed. I'm not sure why you have roles. The entertaining side of school should not be dismissed. I would say it like this. Just drop the roles. Or the entertaining role of the school. In conclusion, I firmly believe that schools should shoulder responsibilities. Beautiful vocabulary, absolutely beautiful and absolutely precise in both aspects of education, in both the aspects of education and entertainment, as both are required for adjective, for efficient child development. Period. Perfect. Perfect. I love this essay more than the first one. Sorry for being so personal. But yes, it is more coherent and it has more complex vocabulary and grammar. And yes, you have some minor errors in grammar and vocabulary, but that is absolutely minor, so to say. So, keep up the great work. Stay as coherent and as great in your command of language, I mean vocabulary and grammar, both range and accuracy, as you are. Of course, accuracy can be improved. Listen to my corrections once again. Listen to them, make notes, make corrections, look at what you have corrected, and I'm sure that learning on your mistakes is super easy. So keep up the great work and send in more essays.